Hey everyone, this is from the Oakland Raiders Tennessee Titans preseason game where the Titans won 27-14. But as with preseason games, everyone pays attention to what happens when the starters play the starters. And in this instance, this was the first running play of the game. And as you note, the Raiders are in a four down lineman defense base. One, two, three, four. And if you take a look at this, you've got double tight ends. One tight end on the weak side, the side with the fewest number of receivers here on the line, the tight end here on the strong side, back, and then splitting it out here off the line. Have what some people call a cockeyed eye. There are different names for this formation. But the bottom line is, I prefer to call it more of a brown formation, brown wing formation. The standard brown formation has the halfback here, but I digress. My concern is the defense, and the point that I'm making with what I'm about to show you is that the Raiders have overall a lack of consistent gap control, and they concentrate more on flow than gap control, and it gets them into trouble. Here's a classic example of what I'm talking about. What you want ideally is for the end to have outside contained here. This linebacker to manage the gap between the tackle and the tight end. This tackle to manage this guard tackle gap. The linebacker, middle linebacker here, this gap control, but then flow control. This nose tackle, really defensive tackle, basically three techniques here. And then with this this defensive end here. So you have linebacker control here and then here. All gaps accounted for. But the Raiders don't play it that way. They play flow. And because they play flow, where the linebackers flow like this, the ball is going to look like it's going this direction, okay? The Raiders defense will flow toward where they think the ball is going. And watch how the gap opens. I'm gonna show you this as much as I can show you this. And I'm doing this in this way to avoid any other issues. But I digress. This is kind of like a coach's clicker, right? Watch this. Okay, so here is the snap of the ball, right here. Okay, watch, see that? The ball looks like it's flowing in this direction, right? Looks like everything is going toward the strong side. You've got the blocking, and look at the Raiders, where the Raiders are moving. They're flowing toward the ball. Not toward a gap, but toward the ball. Okay? Now you would say, isn't that what they're supposed to do? Well, if you think the way the late Tom Landry of the Dallas Cowboys did, the answer is no. Because Landry applied feedback and control theory from engineering to football and created the flex defense, where he created the 4-3 as well when he was defensive coordinator with the New York Giants. But as head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, he created the flex defense, which is a zone defense against the run. And the reason why he did so was to stop what was called the run to daylight. That is, when a running back would pick a hole. Landry didn't understand why a running back like Jim Brown would basically run for more yards as one person than his entire team. So he created the flex to stop Jim Brown. Anyway, in modern parlance here, as you can see, they're flowing to the ball, but then watch what happens as we allow it to go. Then here, like so, and not there. Okay, see, now he's going back against the grain, so we stop it. You see, the Raiders were caught. They were caught flowing one way. Now they're out of position. And look at the hole that's created right here. See that? And then what will happen is that the running back will be off to the races and he'll pick up a first down. This is not the first time this has happened in preseason, and it's happened because the Raiders don't practice gap control, gap integrity. And until they decide to do that, it's a philosophical decision. There are more than one ways to play the game of football. But until they decide to do that, we're going to have a lot of runs like this one. Like that, okay? And where DeMarco Murray is off to the races. So you will point out that the Raiders allowed just 4.1 yards per rush for the entire game. But remember, it's a preseason game with different players. What I'm talking about is how the Tennessee Titans starting offense performed against the Raiders starting defense. And these runs are not uncommon. This has got to be brought under control.